electric resistance and Ohm's law. The first topic is electric current. It is defined as it is the rate of flow of charge in an electric circuit is called current. What is electric current? The rate of flow of charge in an electric circuit is called current. That is I is equal to Q by T. Q is charge and T is the time in which the charge Q flows. The SI unit of current is ampere. It is denoted by symbol A. The direction electric current is the direction in which positive charge flows. The direction electric current is taken, the direction in which the positive charge flows. Now this current has got both magnitude as well as direction, but yet it is a scalar quantity. Although current has both magnitude and direction, yet it is a scalar quantity because it does not follow the law of vector addition. Next topic is current density. Now, current density at any point, it is defined for any point. Current density at any point inside the conductor is defined as the current flowing through unit area of cross section kept perpendicular to the direction of flow of current. It is defined for any point and it is simply the current flowing through unit area of cross section. It is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity and its direction is same as that of current. The symbol for current density is J. J is equal to I upon A. I is a current flowing through unit area of cross section. Its unit becomes I is ampere. So this is ampere, or for area it is per meter square. The unit for current density is ampere per meter square. Mechanism of flow of charge in metals. Now we all know that metals are good conductors of electricity. Why? Because as it contains large number of free electrons. Because of the presence of large number of free electrons, they are good conductor of electricity. Now the motion of these free electrons is random. They move out randomly and they keep on colliding with the stationary positive ions. And due to their random motion, the average thermal velocity of all the free electrons is 0. As the motion is random, the average velocity is 0. Now there are two terms, mean free path. The average distance moved by the electron between two successive collisions, it is called mean free path. Next term is relaxation time. The average time interval between two successive collisions is called relaxation time. Now, when a potential difference V is applied across any conductor, each free electron experiences an electric force. And this force is given by formula F is equal to QE. What is charge? We are talking about electron. Charge electron is E. This is the force experienced by each electron. Each free electron experiences an electric force whose direction is opposite to that of the field. And the magnitude of acceleration produced is given by A. A is equal to F upon M. The force is what? E by M. Now this is a very important point. It may be noted that although the electric field accelerates an electron, or this electric field, what it is doing? It is accelerating the electron between two collisions. Yet it does not produce any net acceleration. Although this electric field is accelerating the electron, but there is no net, it does not produce any net acceleration as the electron keeps colliding with the positive ions. So as a result, it acquires a constant average velocity which is called drift velocity and its symbol is Vd, and the direction of this drift velocity is in the opposite direction of E. Now, how to define drift velocity? Drift velocity, it is the average velocity acquired by electron when a potential difference is applied across the conductor. Mobility of electrons. It represents how quickly an electron can move through a conductor or a semiconductor when a potential difference is applied across it. And it is equal to the ratio of drift velocity, represented by Vd, to the intensity of electric field. The ratio of drift velocity to the intensity electric field. So mobility of electron is represented by mu e. This is equal to Vd upon E. Now we are going to derive relationship between electric current and drift velocity. The relationship between electric current and drift velocity. Let there be conductor. This is a conductor of length L. The length L is this L is the length of conductor. Area of cross section A. Area of cross section of the conductor, let it be A. And let Vd be the drift velocity of the electron. The electron, Vd be the drift velocity of the electron when a potential difference V is applied across it. So when we apply a potential difference V across this conductor, let Vd be the drift velocity of the electron. Done? Now suppose a charge Q passes through a section of the conductor in t seconds. If Q is a charge which is flowing in t seconds, then current I is equal to Q by T. Now I is equal to Q by T. Let n, small n, be the number of electrons per unit volume. The small n is the number of electrons per unit volume. It is also called electron density. Then number of electrons in length L of the conductor. The small n is the number of electrons per unit volume. So if we want to find out the total number of electrons in length L, so this will be equal to n into volume of the conductor, because this n is what? This is number of electrons per unit volume. If we multiply this by the volume of the conductor, we will be getting the total number of electrons in length L. N is into what is the volume of the conductor? Area of cross section is A. Its length is L. The volume is area of cross section to length. This is A into L. The total number of electrons in length L of the conductor is equal to NaL. Therefore, charge contained in length L of the conductor. Now this is the total number of electrons, and charge on each electron is small e. Therefore, total charge Q is equal to number of electrons into E. This is NaL into E. Now I is equal to Q by T. So I is equal to Q. We have got NaLe. This is the total charge present in the length L of the conductor. NaLe upon T. Now what is L upon T? L is total distance and T is the time taken. So this is your drift velocity. So current I is equal to NeAVd. In place of L upon T, I have written Vd. So this is your relationship between current and drift velocity. I is equal to NeAVd. Now we know that the current density is written as symbol J. So this is I upon A. This is your current density. So this is I. If I bring down A here, to I upon A will be equal to NeVd. NeVd. So this is your another formula for current density. J is equal to NeVd. Sometimes they ask you give the vector expression, because this current density is a vector quantity. In vector form, this will be J is equal to minus NeVd. Now this is very important. Why we have taken minus? This is minus because of the fact that the direction of current density is opposite to that of drift velocity. So current density is the direction in which current flows, and drift velocity is the direction in which electron moves. It's the opposite. So this minus is, so the direction of J is opposite to that of Vd. This is your current density in vector form. Electric resistance. The obstruction offered to the flow of electric current is called electric resistance. Resistance means what? Obstruction. So the obstruction offered to the flow of current is called electric resistance, and is defined as the ratio of potential difference applied across the conductor to the current flowing through it. Its symbol is R. So R is equal to V upon I. The ratio of potential difference applied to the current flowing through it. Now the SI unit of resistance is ohm, and symbol is like this. This is the symbol of ohm. 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt per ampere. V for volt, I for ampere. So 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt per ampere. Electric conductance. Electric conductance. It is the reciprocal of electric resistance. Its symbol is G. So G is equal to 1 upon R. Next very important topic is Ohm's law. It states that when temperature and other physical conditions remain same, Very important point is the temperature should remain constant. Then current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across the conductor. That is, V is proportional to I. We remove the sign, we put a constant here, V is equal to Ri. So this is your Ohm's law. The slope of this graph, V versus I, the slope of this graph gives resistance. R is equal to delta V upon delta I. More is the slope, more is the resistance. Smaller the slope, smaller is the resistance. So this graph gives you, the slope of this graph gives you the resistance.